happening, team? We are just off the back of a 5-day free Facebook ad bootcamp for coaches and consultants that want to generate 10 to 15 new high-ticket clients every single month. Today's Friday. We have just finished that final session, and as my Uber Eats is about 35 minutes away, I thought, what better than to talk about Facebook ads and increasing profitability of Facebook ads with your Facebook ads in this session. If you're new here, every single week I drop another video just like this where we talk about how to generate more leads and sales for your expert coaching or consulting business. Now, none of it is ever theory. Everything is 100% tried and tested way before we ever put anything out on this channel. So if you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you're a really good human, hit that like button on this video so more people see it, more people get the benefit of it. Of course, not your competitors. So in the 5-day free Facebook ad bootcamp for coaches and consultants with 100 participants every single time, we always limit it to 100 people, always fully book it with 100 people every single time. Our key focus is actually building the building blocks of your Facebook ad so that everything is ready to copy and paste right at the very end of it. We don't mess about in this bootcamp at all. We had people literally saying they had never ever been part of something free that had so much value in their life. We had so many people on the other side of it also actually showcasing Facebook ads that they had running before the bootcamp had even finished because they managed to skip ahead with the stuff that we'd give them by day 3. And also, because we've ran a few of them now, we have seen sensational results from people who have gone through the bootcamp and gone on to use our system that they built within the bootcamp to get absolutely incredible results for their expert coaching or consulting business using Facebook ads to generate those high ticket leads and sales. But a big part of the system that we build is on the final day where we talk about how to get more out of your Facebook ads, how to increase profitability of your Facebook ads. Now in day 5, we're usually actually looking at how do you fix and how do you scale them, and scaling them is just one part of increasing profitability within your Facebook ads. But anyway, we are here to talk about increasing profitability of your Facebook ads. How do we do it? How do we get more bang for our buck with our Facebook ads? How do we get more profitability at the end of any given day, week, or month with our Facebook ads? Well, there's 4 key ways to do it, and we're going to run through those 4 right now. Number 1 is process of elimination and testing broadly and removing those losers. Now in the Shoney 255 method, the thing that we build throughout the bootcamp, the thing that I teach inside the private coaching and so many people that you see the results of on my Instagram that I share, they're all using the Shoney 255 method. Even people that have been in the private coaching and working with me for over 4 years now started with the Shoney 255 method, and they run Shoney 255 method today. It is just absolutely awesome for increasing the probability of success of your Facebook ads by mathematically 50 times. And it's because we're testing broadly. But the cool thing is, even if you're profitable with your Facebook ads right out of the gate, before you even increase the budget, there's a key opportunity here for you to get even higher profitability in your Facebook ads by nothing more than going into your Shoney 255 method, or at least whatever method you're using, but please test broadly, and identifying what is the things that are working and what are the things that are holding you back. For instance, if you had, let's say you had a £10 product, you wouldn't sell a £10 product anyway, it'd definitely be $7, right? because it's marketing, so it has to end in a 7. But anyway, let's say it's $10 for easiness of maths, right? And let's say for every £3 you spend, you make £10. And you're like, yes, I'm more than tripling my ad spend here. This is absolutely awesome. So on average, every £3 you spend, you make a £10 sale. Fantastic, right? Well, what you might actually find when you've tested broadly here is that if you go into your ad sets and you see your audiences, you might find that one of your ad sets is actually bringing in sales at like 94 pence. And then another ad set is actually bringing in a sale for every £12 that you spend, okay? So just because the average is in line and you're happy with it, doesn't mean that there aren't ad sets that are having money wasted on them that you could remove, okay? So you can quite simply go in and you can look at the ad sets for easiness of terminology. We'll call those audiences here because that's the main part of any ad set. And then also with your ads as well, you want to identify the things that are grossly underperforming in comparison to the other ads that you have in there. Now, you don't need to delete them, but you do just toggle them off, and Facebook no longer will spend any money on those underperforming audiences or underperforming ads. It'll take what budget you have set already, and it will simply push the budget towards the things that are already super highly performing. So even though you haven't increased your ad spend at this point at all, you're likely to get better results than you had prior to it, even better results than you had prior to it, because Facebook is going to start taking the full budget and pushing it towards only the audiences and ads that are already proven to work. Number 2 is to raise the spend and raise the budgets, okay? So the daily spend, the daily budgets, raising it to reach more people, okay? Now, of course, we talk about scaling quite often. Again, in the 5-day free Facebook ad bootcamp for coaches and consultants, we literally show you the exact way to scale in under 30 seconds per day. But it's not just as simple as saying that we're gonna raise the spend and reach more people. The thing that holds people back from doing this is one simple fact, and I really, really want to point this out and make this the key takeaway from this point, is that they might be seeing like a 10x return on their ads, right? So they might be spending $3 per day or $5 per day and getting that 10x return on their ads, okay? And sure, it's nice to see, and it's a good little ego boost to go, oh, I'm getting 10x return on my ads. But when you're in that position, nothing is massively changing in your life. Nothing is massively changing in your business, because even a 10x return on $3 per day is not a very significant amount of money or revenue or profitability within your business. Now, the key thing that people don't realize here quite often is you can actually scale way higher, acquire way more customers, right? And when you do it, you might drop from, let's say, a 10x return to a 5x return. Now, some people hear that, and what they hear is lowered profits. But when you're jumping from £3 per day of ad spend to, let's say, £250 per day of ad spend, and you're 5xing that 250 rather than 10xing the £3, there is way more profitability there on the end of every given day, even though you've dropped the ROI of your ads, okay? So you can be much more profitable at a higher spend, even if you're only at a 5x return, versus being at a very low spend, but being at a 10x return. So you really want to increase the ad spend to reach more people, to acquire more customers, even if you sacrifice return on ad spend. So as long as you're mathematically looking at your money in versus money out and calculating how much profit you're bringing in on a day, week, or month basis, then you're going to be able to generate way more profitability from your Facebook ads and not be in this little niche, or whatever you want to call it, this little place where you're obsessed with the return on ad spend rather than the amount of profit that you actually generate for your business from your Facebook ads on any given day, week, or month. Number 3 is short-term and long-term upsells in your business from your Facebook ads. Now, let's look at both of these here. The short-term ones are when somebody has actually just gone through, giving them further opportunities to do business with you in that given transaction. So even if they're not buying something from you, you might ask them to buy something from you on the thank you page, or you might ask them to take the next logical step with you, such as booking a call. So for instance, if you're using our lead magnet funnel, so you're bringing people in with a lead magnet, instead of just going, here's the lead magnet, go on and do your thing, we'll probably offer them a book call on the thank you page, or offer them something that they can purchase. They're in that mindset of, I want to solve this problem. I'm putting my name and email address in for this very reason. So why not give them the next logical step that they can take with you in that given moment? And then you can massively affect the ROI of your Facebook ads on the short term by getting people to take the maximum amount of action that you can possibly get them to take on that first engagement. The second thing to look at here is longer term. So not just in the funnel that you send them to and add in additional steps here of more things that they can do and more action they can take, but the longer term stuff here as well is looking at what else could they do a week from now, a month from now, and so on and so forth. So is the longer term maybe quite simply an email sequence that goes out to the people who opted into the lead magnet, the challenge, or whatever it is that you sent them to? Is it an email sequence that gets sent to people who bought your ebook? Okay, so maybe it is a purchase, maybe it isn't an opt-in, but do you give them an email sequence that then talks them into taking the next logical step with you, which might be to book a call about your high ticket offer? Okay, so how does it play out in the longer term, even if that longer term is over the course of a week and an email responder? On top of that, you can have, of course, following up with these people via email and different things like that as well. You can also follow up in terms of personal follow-ups, such as if they have downloaded your lead magnet, come into your challenge, bought one of your products. If you have a place for them to go afterwards on social media, you can open up a conversation with them. So you can open up a conversation with them, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, whatever it may be, directly after somebody has taken action with you. And that's actually something that a lot of our private coaching clients say is one of the most amazing revenue generators for them, is actually putting them through a process of bringing value to people and using our scripts, if you will, to open up conversations with people 7, 14, or 30 days after they've taken that first initial action. So a lot of people won't take action with you on the first instance, but there's a big pocket of people there who are now very aware of you. They're problem aware, solution aware, and product aware. They've had time to think about it. They've been watching your socials, and when you come back in and follow up with them in a very nice way, it opens up a conversation very easily that can lead to book calls or direct sales off the back of it. Which brings me quite nicely to number 4, which is all about the fact that your ads should have an ability to build assets within your business and not just upfront ROI. And what I mean by that is whether somebody is making a purchase from your ads or they're opting into something, you should have the ability for your ads to start building things like email lists and remarketing audiences. Okay, 2 very key things there. So that is, first of all, an email list. So great, if they're coming onto your email list, you need to use that list. A lot of people go, when I get my list to 1,000 or when I get my list to 2,000, I'll start emailing them. You're going to lose all the people that initially opted in with you. You're going to lose trust from them straight away. They're going to wonder why you're emailing them in the future. Whereas if you hit them from the word go, then they're more likely to warm up and be converted into customers in the long term. Second to that could be phone numbers as well. If you take phone numbers from people as they opt into things, then of course that's a great follow-up tool anyway, but you can also send them text messages and things like that that will get really high open rates and abilities to follow up with them. If you're outside of the EU, and in some instances, if you're in the EU, depending on how you're using it, you could also be creating bot lists as well. So like many chat lists and things like that, so that you can send broadcasts to people who have in a certain way sort of opted in to those lists as well. So that would be a third way to build a list right there for you to be following up with. And finally, remarketing lists as well. So of course, there's the Apple iOS 14 updates that everybody has been talking about and worrying about, and it's not really had a very big impact anywhere. I mean, all you really need to do is look at my Instagram on a week-to-week basis and look at the private coaching clients and what they're doing with Facebook ads. Has iOS updates affected them? No more than taking 20 minutes to 30 minutes to do the Apple iOS updates, of which we have a video of the step-by-steps of everything that they need to do. And as you can see from the results that I share on a week-to-week basis, if anything, the ad results just continue to get better and better. Apple iOS updates haven't really changed anything. If anything, they are just getting better on a week-to-week basis. Is there pullbacks to Apple iOS and how that has affected Facebook ads? Sure, there's a couple of things in there that we've had to take in as considerations, but as long as we've got the considerations in place and we've got the things in place that we need to and we have inside our trainings, then they don't really need to affect anything. We can still track every single lead. We can still track every single sale. We can still use the Shoney 255 system to an absolute T. And so without further ado, that's us with our 4 ways to increase profitability for your ads. But if you want to set up your ads from start to finish with me completely for free in what I genuinely think is probably the most valuable free training system out there, is my free 5-day Facebook ads bootcamp for coaches and consultants. I run it about once per month. We've got another one coming up at time of posting this, probably on Monday, and we walk through 5 days, less than 30 minutes per session. It's 100% live on Zoom, so we have a Q&A after each and every session, and it is limited to 100 people because me and my coaches are in there. We give you little small pieces of homework so that you build your ads with us on a day-to-day basis throughout the 5 days, and we actually give you feedback each day. So we don't just give you the audiences, we don't just give you the ad copy that's already proven to work and get you to go and edit it. We also then get you to post them in the group, and we come back and refine them even further so that you have super successful Facebook ads at the end of the 5 days. So without further ado, if you have not joined the free 5-day Facebook ads bootcamp for coaches and consultants, the link is down below in the description, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you're watching on YouTube. So hit that link down below. If there's any spaces left, it'll still be live, and if there's not, then stay tuned for the next one. And finally, one last thing, if you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these videos ever again. And if you're a really good human, hit that like button so even more people see this video, but of course, not your competitors.